Okay, I'm going to talk fast so we have time for questions. And a lot of what I'm going to show you are actually examples. Oops. Okay, so libraries have numerous systems in use right now. Most of us are switching to what are being called next-gen library system catalogs or integrated library systems. We're utilizing discovery tools. We're doing demand-driven acquisitions where we're trying to meet the user at the point of need, and we're using all sorts of back-end tools. Academic libraries are instituting these systems to really highlight and discover the content we're purchasing for our campus and for our individual end users. And the intent of linking to commercial sites is more a bibliographic information enhancement. The unintended consequence, to pick up on Rick Anderson's theme from yesterday, is that it also allows people to do their own personal ordering if they want to directly out of the library catalog now. And one of the things I didn't include here that I probably should have, there's also another company out there, SpringShare, who does library guides or libguides that many libraries also use that kind of act as subject portals for different courses and for different subject areas that can immediately push content and information into virtual learning environments and learning management systems. So why should you care about the library? The library is still pretty high impact. When you look at the Ithaca faculty survey that was completed and published in April, we are still seen as the primary source of resource delivery to campuses. And we are also getting to be up there on repository access. That's becoming to be a growing importance for faculty. Discovery via library portals in this year's survey went up for the first year after a downward trend of 3 years. It didn't go up significantly, but it went up. And libraries are heartened by this, that we're starting to do the right things and make the right choices with our systems development. And one of the things that the faculty pointed out in the survey is we are especially important for discovering what they were referring to as secondary scholarly literature. So I think that's why libraries are still relevant and we're still important and you should pay attention to us. So I'm going to run you through a bunch of examples. This is Boston College. And it's an example of using both a next-gen integrated library system with a discovery layer put on top. And what I want to point out here is it's kind of small, and I should have brought a pointer, but there are tags here that the students and the faculty can log into a system and tag it and say, this is great for course blah, blah, blah. And kind of indicate to other people that they should be paying attention to this if they're taking certain courses or if they're trying to get at certain information. And so that's very much kind of a thing that tagging had pretty much not been possible with the traditional or older integrated library systems that we used. And then on the left is kind of the breakdown of refining the results, which is what's referred to as Ferberization. It is the fundamental requirements of the bibliographic record. It's part of the new cataloging process that's coming into libraries called resource discovery and access, or resource description and access. And it's kind of again, sort of the next place we're going to make content more readily distributable and available in more discrete elements than what we could do from using MARC records. So I went ahead and highlighted here one title, and you'll notice there's this little link box off to the left. It used to be with traditional systems, you could maybe link out to one place. With the new discovery systems and the next-gen systems, you can link out to multiple places. So in this case, the records can take you out to a proprietary service, which I'll show you in just a second. It'll go out to WorldCat. It'll go out to Amazon, and then it also presents the permalink that the faculty can grab and then throw into their course or into their syllabus and hand out to the students so that people have direct access back to the content. So this is the old proprietary kind of database enhancement that a lot of libraries used. A lot of libraries are moving away from it because it's very costly. It's called synthetic solutions. And it basically gave you table of contents, cover image, and kind of, if you were lucky, a summary synopsis of the material. And then this would be the link out to Amazon for the same title, which, then the end user could decide, especially if the material is not available at the library, that they could just go and buy on their own if they wanted to. Here's Boston University. They're using the same discovery system, but they actually are sitting on top of a traditional ILS, and they've arranged things a little bit differently. What I like about theirs is they're very, I like their little clues there to get it if it's in print, and view it if it's electronic or it's online. In their case, they only really link out to Google Books. But when you link out to Google Books, then there are other areas where you could potentially buy it if you wanted to. The University of Texas is also using a next-gen system. In this case, they're really highlighting what they have available online. And the reason for that is everything where you see that little online code for is actually a demand-driven book. In many cases, probably the University of Texas doesn't necessarily own that title just yet. They just have it available for the patron to click on, but it looks like the library owns it, that they have it available. And after it's been clicked on a number of times, then the library will end up making a purchase. This is another discovery system. I kind of caught the screen too fast, and it didn't fully render that second one, so I did a better detail of that, which is basically telling you that it's on order. And then also showing you what the availability is. This is yet another discovery system. This is actually a shared one. So a lot of the additional customization has kind of been stripped out. This is San Francisco State University, and for their discovery mechanism, they're sharing it with a number of institutions in the area. So they don't have some of the customization set up at the discovery layer, but when you go into their catalog, they do have quite a bit of further information. And I think further enhancing what Jill O'Neill was saying, really having that, we have found in libraries, having the cover image, having those additional details really does make a difference on what we see as usage of material. In this case, they're linking out to Library Thing, and you'll see over on the right there, they have the Library Thing tags from Library Thing available. And you can even click in, and it'll pop up a review from Library Thing of the book. This is my institution. This is my discovery layer. And again, the 3 books you kind of see after the first one are all demand-driven books. So it's basically marked with, like, we own this book, but we don't really. I mean, we're basically saying we can get you access to this, and we can get access to you seamlessly using our aggregated book provider. Lastly, I wanted to highlight this system because I think this is really an awesome thing, and I'm very impressed by it. This is called, this is the Interlibrary Loan Forum, and so this is a title that we didn't have. And if a user came in and they said, hey, I want to get this on Interlibrary Loan, and they were in WorldCat, and it would pre-populate all the information at the top. But it would come in and it would say, okay, this isn't held by Portland State, but here you can get a Google preview of it, or you can go out to Amazon and purchase it, or PALS. We try to promote our local bookstores when possible. And one of the other things it says up at the top is, would you recommend the PSU library to add this item to your collection? And if someone says yes, what we will do instead of loaning it, we will buy it. And so it's yet another kind of demand-driven function. In most cases, this happens with print material, though, as opposed to electronic books. So here we're giving all these multitude of options. You can wait for it to be loaned in from another library, or you can have us buy it, and we'll probably get it to you in 3 to 5 days, or you can buy it yourself. This is a system called GIST. It's the Get It Soon toolkit, and it's freely available. It's a system that was developed by an academic who is now at SUNY Geneseo. And it's a really wonderful mechanism, and a lot of libraries have started to adopt this as yet another way to do kind of demand-driven purchasing by our end users. So that's my quick, rapid run-through of what libraries are doing, and I think we're open for questions.